Okay, let's continue on in the introduction module and why membership sites are lucrative, or just some reasons why you might want to consider starting your own membership site, and then why they're just generally popular nowadays anyway. So uh, some of the top level reasons are that membership sites will increase accessibility. They give the owner more personal control, and your members are paying for results. They're not necessarily paying for your time, which if you're an expert or a consultant, this is brings you a lot of value. It's the speed at which you can deliver the solutions, and then also the community you build around that, and it's scalable. And then I'm going to get into some action items. So let's start with increases accessibility. Typically, membership sites are going to have a one-to-many model. So what that means is, as like a consultant or an expert, or even a web designer, developer, you have a model where you're not just working like one-to-one with a client, creating all custom solutions from the ground up. You're able to provide your solution to many individuals who are all usually willing to pay for access to that solution, and that enables you to productize your knowledge or your services, and also presents us with opportunities to automate. So a lot of the maybe processes you go through manually to do like a one-to-one model where you're meeting with clients, taking phone calls, driving across town for meetings, answering generally probably the same questions over and over again, can be productized through courses or access on through a membership portal. So the opportunities to automate end up being where you could create onboarding campaigns, messaging, help people get to the information that they need through surveys or well-structured content, whether that's answering questions that provide them with a customized feedback, things like that. So that is one way it increases accessibility. Not to mention, you can access it from a laptop. You could create an app out of your content so that it's accessible offline. If you were going old school, you might even have something on a disk that could be delivered through the mail and installed in the computer so that you can view your content right, without even having internet access. But typically, a membership website is going to be delivered online. It's going to require some sort of internet access, whether that's to browse through your portal or download the content. So accessibility is one. Another appealing thing about membership sites is it just gives you more control as the owner. You can decide on the schedule that you want to produce your content or deliver your content, how you want to structure your day to create that content. Some of us, I know for me, I like to typically do more reading and studying in the morning, followed up, by some work, by some creation time, maybe get out, get some exercise, come back. If I have any meetings or calls, typically do those in the afternoon. And then it just, sometimes that varies and changes. So as a creative person, I don't really want to be like boxed into, say, a 9 to 5 schedule, because that's just not when my best work is created. So that's one of the nice things about creating a membership site, because you can plan your schedule, you can, and then execute on that. And then you can also determine your own rates and fees. So there will be some other lessons throughout this course about money metrics, some personal finance stuff from a high level, and then that'll hopefully make it clear that a lot of times, the rates or fees that we're charging doing freelance work just probably aren't going to work out. So at least with a membership site and this type of delivery of our content, we can determine some of our own rates and fees, because our clients are going to be paying for results, which may be things like learning a skill, accomplishing a task, or saving themselves time. So those are typically the three big ones. People usually looking to level up their skills. Maybe they're having problems with a particular task. For example, a good example might be like Genesis websites with WordPress. Genesis has like hooks and filters. I've subscribed to a site before that helped me accomplish certain tasks with creating specific features and functionality in a Genesis WordPress website that I had built. So it was totally worth paying. I think it was like $47. I subscribed for 1 month to this one particular site, and I was able to learn a little bit of a skill, but more it enabled me to accomplish a task and save myself time that would have probably taken me hours and hours and hours to learn that. And I was really maybe only going to use this functionality one time, so it wasn't really worth it for me to learn it from the ground up. It was just more like to accomplish the task and save myself time. So I paid for results. Speed. One nice thing about membership sites is that you can access the content online. So you don't have to go to the library to search through the archives, digging up information, flipping through books. Typically, it's easy to find the information within the context of the site you're in because of the navigation structure or possibly search bars, search functionalities within the site, things like that. So you're not going to be driving or sitting in class, traveling across town or even across the country. Maybe you're a consultant and you typically will travel across the country. You might get on a flight, go do an in-person meeting, and just to do that whole process could take you days just to accomplish that. So that is one of the nice things about a membership site is you can deliver your content from where you're at. It is still valuable, and even though you don't have that person-to-person in-face element of it, it still is a great way to deliver your content. So speed. And then you can develop a community around it, which you'll have shared interests, but also the collective intelligence of, like you'll see this in forums or, just like blog post threads. So inside of a membership course, having a lesson and then forums attached to that, whether it's like a comment board or Slack, you get the group, your members will actually answer each other's questions a lot of times as well. So if someone's had success with something and someone else has a question, a lot of times the members seem like they're very helpful to chime in and answer those questions. So it doesn't leave it all on us as membership site owners to have all the answers. We're setting up the environment for our members, and then we're sharing the information and knowledge we have. We can answer the questions that we have answers to, and then oftentimes we'll end up with collective intelligence from the other members in the community. And then the shared interests and support that results from that collective intelligence and community is very valuable. And then as far as scalability goes, membership sites are very scalable. Basically, the value increases over time. So as when you first start out, you might only have a little bit of content, but as you add more posts, more videos, more instructional materials, there's more questions that have been answered in the forums, the value just continues to increase. So whether that is something you're teaching or it's a product, for example, you could have, say you're a web designer and you create a theme like library, and then you just charge a flat membership fee to access those themes and support for those themes. Over time, you're going to build out more themes, more designs, maybe more features within the themes, and then that becomes more valuable. So even if you're not raising your price, it's still the perceived value to the members that come on board. It's increased. So, and then with price increases as well, it's easier to increase your price because you've added more value, whether it's access to more lessons or more products. I mean, for example, a web developer might have themes or plugins or layouts. You know, if you're teaching a class, it might be another course or two that you add to your membership site that's accessible, etc. And then over time as well, you're reaching more people because you gain momentum, people share your content, your site grows, your channels grow, your advertising channels grow, you get more in tune with who your audience is, then you're able to help more people and produce a scalable recurring income. So with that said, just close these out. And again, this map is available for you if you are a member of the course. And so as you go through this, you go through the videos, you can follow along with the map, and then also expand all these nodes to dive deeper into each thought, each idea. And then as time goes on, this will continue to be built out. So for this, let's just take a look at some action items. So the first thing pretty much I'd like you to do is just think of one or two membership sites that you've seen, or better yet, joined, and what was the price, and just think if it was worth it for you to access that information that you accessed as a member, and what kind of value did it provide you with. Did you access information? Was it a community? Or did you find a solution to your problem? Such as I mentioned earlier about, for example, me joining the WordPress, the Genesis website to help me solve some of those issues. And then do some basic math. And if you were the owner of a site like that, how much revenue would it produce if you had 100, 1,000, 10,000, or even 1 million users? And I think you'll quickly be able to see that there is a big potential there for earning some scalable revenue. And we're going to talk about that some more in some of the metrics models, as far as cost per click and traffic and costs, where you end up with a profit from that revenue. But the possibilities and opportunities are there. Okay, let me know if you have any questions about this one. This was why membership sites are lucrative, and it's in the introduction module of membership site Kickstart.